Welcome to my channel, and this is my first video, and today I want to share you a new plugin for NeoVim that I have developed, and the idea is to help you to figure out how to start your learning path in Vim. Usually you get a lot of tutorials that they are very good material. In fact, I think that they will have their own strengths when you are trying to learn Vim, in fact. But when it comes to like welcome you to the basics and so on, usually people try to be more self-paced. And when you are welcome with a screen like the one that when you try to start Vim you are welcome to, it will be as hard as hell trying to really figure out how to move and how to do things. And when you try to go back and forth with Vim, the learning curve is very difficult to traverse. So what is the idea? When you first enter Vim, type Vim, you will be welcome with this screen. And if you try to type, it will be a matter of time before you notice that you don't have very good control of what you are doing. And to try to go out, you will usually press Control plus C, and it will tell you like, oh, type this something different, and you will become a little confused, because you will have to figure things out at your own pace. So I'm trying to do that with this plugin to teach you how to use Vim while you can really use Vim, and without leaving out to another screen without all the things that usually you don't get when you are just starting with Vim. So let's say you are new and you want to learn Vim, and you say, oh, I want to start and I don't know how to do it. So that's the idea. I will be doing that using a plugin for NeoVim that is a distribution for Vim, and that is a fork that just is a derivative work that allows you to have other benefits. I won't detail on that. You can check NeoVim's excellent presentation page. And well, let's start by the things that you need for doing the LearnVim.nvim plugin. You will need NeoVim, because this is a plugin for NeoVim, not for Vim, and you will need really any computer that could have NeoVim at least version 10. That should be enough. Just that. I'm going to do a follow along on how to do things out. In here I'm using Linux. This is an SSH. I'm connecting to my RISC-V Banana Pi. You can install NeoVim version 10.5 there without too many issues. If you want a video on how to do that, because at least on the Banana Pi BPIF3 you need to do some special steps. I have a blog on that, but tell me in the comments if you want a separate video of that. What I will do is just boilerplate that you will have to do if you are new. If you don't know how to install NeoVim, you will have to go to NeoVim's website. I will show you how to do that. Let me check. So here is the web page, and you will go to install now, and it will take you to the instructions. You will go to your environment, in this case for Linux. In this case you will need just to copy this instruction and paste it on the terminal. If you are probably doing Vim or trying to learn Vim, probably you know at least part of what I'm saying. If not, it's just to copy, right click, paste, enter. It will cover at least the installation for most of the architectures. As I'm using RISC-V, as I said before, you will need a different set of instructions. Again, tell me in the comments if you have an issue, or if you can't install NeoVim version 10. 11 also works. In this machine is the 10. My host is another machine with a configuration of NeoVim already done, but I don't want to mess you with that. So, as I said, Vim is the application. This is Vim. VI improved, and it's a separate thing. They are both NeoVim and Vim are based on the same thing. And what you need to know is that for this plugin to work, you will need to install, besides Vim, NeoVim. We will do what we call a configuration through a plugin manager. In this case, I will use LazyVim because it's a very popular one. You will go here to this. Sorry, oh my God, to this page, lazy.folk.io, and you could check things out and go to installation, for example. Just follow along. So I will guide you in this process, just to tell you about few things that you will need to do in Vim. First, you will need to check if you have NeoVim installed. You will do which NVim. It will tell you have installed. If not, you won't have that. You will need Vim because in a vanilla install of NeoVim you won't have the clipboard enabled. So we will need to use Vim for the plugin configuration. So that's why you won't see me using NeoVim for the first configuration. Then I will just jump back on NeoVim, but I will guide you through that. Okay. I will start the screen key just for you to see what I'm typing and what I'm doing really. So let's check. Yes, we have now the keyword working. Now what we will do is to enter on a file manager for NeoVim that is called netrw. How do you do that? How you do that is typing Vim, and the path that you need netrw to start. So in this case we are going to use tilde.config and press enter. So here we don't have anything that we could use. We need a folder called NVim. So for creating a folder, we press capital D, minus D, and we copy NVim. Right? So we are creating this path here. Right? So now to create a file, we press percentage and enter the file name, that is init.lua. Now with that, we press I to enter insert mode, copy this text, paste. Why don't use the Vim commands? because we are using Vim. Escape, semicolon, W, enter. To return to net RW to continue editing files, we type semicolon E, capital E, X, enter. We will return to the folder. In Vim, as you see, you can go down with J, go up with what? With K. So J to go down, K to go up. I usually miss left and right, so that's doesn't mind. But I think that this is left. Yes, H for left and L for right. So go down with J, go up with K, go left with H, go right with L. If I missed left and right, you know which one is which one, right? So let's create the other part. So inside the NeoVim folder, we need to create a folder called Lua. So again, D, Lua, enter. Again, let's go down to Lua, enter. D, config, enter. Go down, enter config. Percentage to create a new file, lazy.lua. Same story. We just copy, paste, don't do anything else, escape, semicolon, W, Q, enter. Now we have set up the configuration for NeoVim. So again, now we need to enter NeoVim and check if LazyVim went well on installation. Here you can check other things on how to configure and so on and so forth, but we are not interested in that right now. So we type NVim to enter NeoVim, and we hope that Lazy is installed. How to check that? We go and type Lazy. Not the command editor Lazy. Let's type it again. Not a command editor. Let's check. In config. J. Let's check if I missed something. NVim. Oh, I'm missing something here. Config lazy. I think that I didn't save the init.lua here. So my bad. Percentage init.lua. Again. Copy. Paste. Escape. WQ. Enter. Let's just check just in case. Yes, we have it here. So now that we have set up the configuration, again, let's try to enter NVim. And let's wait. If everything went well, I think that we can use Lazy. Yes. Now we have a plugin manager. Sorry, I think that you can see the complete console. Now we have a plugin manager. What this will help us is just to set up our plugin, our desired one, easily. So if you check, what we need to do is we have config.nvim Lua config plugins, and we will have to create a file per each plugin that we need. So in this case, we want to install this plugin, LearnVim.nvim. So let's go to do that. Then now we can use NVim for that, but let's use Vim just a little bit just for doing that. So again, the same Vim.config, to NVim, Lua, config. No, it's not in config, it's here, right? Yes. Yes. We need to create a folder here. It's called plugins. So it's div plugins, and we will create a plugin called. I think that it will be. You could have the name as you want. So you need to put percentage LearnVim. Let's download. Now we will check how to include the spec. Here is how to configure just in one file that, but what we will do is just copy this boilerplate here again, paste it. I think that we need another bracket. So to edit code in Vim, you will type I and type what you need to do. So I need another bracket. As we are learning, I am using the arrows. So instead of installing this plugin, I will put here my repository. The repository that we need without the GitHub. So we will just type -learn, and that should be all. If you type escape dd and dd, you will have the spec, and we don't need this dd. dd is to delete and delete a line. So if I'm not wrong, and I hope I'm not, and we type wq, I think that that is not in braces. So wq, enter. Now type nvim, and I hope it won't explode. Yes, it will clone the file, check out, and it will check. It will show you the debug information because this is a work in progress, but the modules are complete. What I'm doing is just checking everything out, but I wanted to share it with you. So we type colon Q to exit lazy, and now we type LearnVim start, and it will start the marvelous plugin. What we just do is enter the plugin, and you can see you are welcome. It will explain you that you usually are in normal mode, and you can read the lesson. There is no exercise, and it will explain you if you want to go to the next lesson. After you leave, you type LearnVim next, and you have the next exercise. The next exercise will tell you something about the normal mode and the insert mode and how to type, so on and so forth. So you press I and type some text and more text, and leave the mode. Nothing happens. You can check, you can check, you can read the instructions if you want. We could skip totally that. We go to the next lesson. Press I again. Remember to navigate. Go down with J, go up with K, left and right. It says type something here, so we use I think that is A in this case, or I if we are going to type something. Type escape and go to the next exercise. LearnVim next. Now you can follow along, and the idea here, it will explain to you, and in the other part it will show you what to do, and you can for some reasons you can check the result of the exercise. Do it the way you want. You can use the instructions that are given here, or you can use your own. The idea is that you can type, but you can reset the exercise if you want. Let's say that you type it wrong here and you want to reset, you just type the semicolon LearnVim EXR and press enter, and that's all. Each module is composed at least of 5 lessons, so you will have 14 modules, so you have a lot of lessons. Most of them are practice, and some of them will even use code. So rest assured that you will learn a lot, and I hope you enjoy learning using this plugin. So if you want again a tutorial on how to install NeoVim on a RISC-V Banana Pi BPI F3, tell me in the comments if you find this plugin useful. Type in the comments, please. Also, if you have used Vim Tutor, you can tell which is the difference, and so on and so forth. So thank you for checking out, and see you if there is a next one. I hope so, and see you soon.